Wednesday, February 15th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you. A nice forecast for us today. Another storm system brings some showers tomorrow, and then really a lot of question marks still surrounding our weekend system. I'll get into that here as today's edition of the video unfolds. Let's start off with the radar this morning. Quiet here across the Carolinas, but there's the precip with our next system. Some showers from Missouri and Illinois down into Texas and Oklahoma, and these are all of the rain variety this morning. Temperatures relatively mild across the southern U.S., and with sunshine today, I think we'll see a lot of highs up into the 60 to 63 degree range across most of our region. Now let's kind of take a peek at the upper levels here today. Kind of a southwest flow aloft pulling in some of that milder air. And look at what's happening out west. There's our system tomorrow, and here's our weekend system. We go out further in time. There goes our system tomorrow, well off to our north and west. Weekend system really carves out nicely into the southwestern parts of the country, and then we'll have to see how that unfolds. This is what the European looks like as we get on into Saturday morning. Now let me take you through some of the other charts here. Again, this is sticking with the 0Z run of the European model. You see that southern branch piece of energy kind of slipping through the region in the middle part of the day on Sunday. Now let's go to the GFS, and I think with the 0Z run, the GFS was totally lost today. Compare that to the European model at the same time, and what you see happening on the GFS here is with the quicker movement of this southern branch piece of energy, and a typical GFS issue here is overdoing the northern branch. You get the northern branch, frankly, becomes dominant, and so at the GFS you end up with basically a big trough swinging through, but I don't think that's the correct scenario. And the GFS, from what I've seen of the 6Z run just trickling in, it looks a little bit more reasonable. The NAM, really powerful with that southern branch piece of energy out at 84 hours, and it looks slower than most other modeling, really. If you extrapolate that out, though, that looks to be probably a fairly warm scenario as you get into our region. Now, I'll show you some of the other modeling coming up in just a moment. Let's go to the days leading up to the weekend. Today, again, a lot of sunshine, nice conditions. Tomorrow, we'll have some showers, highs into 50s as that system moves on through. Friday will be dry, highs upper 50s in many spots, probably Friday afternoon with a good deal of sunshine. Saturday, there's what the GFS of the 0Z run looked like, and again, I don't think this is correct. It brings a surface low right up into the heart of the western and central Carolinas, and much quicker than a lot of the other modeling, and then the system totally gone by Sunday morning. I don't think that's correct at all. And finally, some chilly high pressure, or at least cool high pressure by Monday. Let me show you some of the other modeling, though. This is the European, and this is Saturday evening. And again, if you compare the GFS at the same time, it's obviously a lot different. So I'm kind of ignoring the 0Z run of the GFS. I don't think it's right at all. The 0Z run of the European, though, here we go. Low pressure kind of centered a little bit south of Biloxi, Mississippi. Then we go 6 hours later. That low moves into the Wiregrass region of southeastern Alabama. 6 hours later, kind of develops off to the east into the Carolina coastal regions. 6 hours later, this is early Sunday afternoon, broad low pressure off of the Carolina coast, and then finally 6 hours later, this is pulling out to sea, and there it goes as we get into Sunday evening. Again, compare that to what it looked like on the GFS. Let's just take 108 hours. Again, this is the European. That's the GFS. Way, way different. GFS brings a huge winter storm to the northeast. The European does not bring any precipitation really north of the Mason-Dixon line with this system. Let's go to the Canadian. All right. It looks very similar in track to the European overall with the track of the surface low. This is early Sunday morning. 6 hours later, Sunday around daybreak, early Sunday afternoon. And then there it goes off the Carolina coast. And one more panel for you. There it goes, out to sea. The Canadian Ensemble, this is probably your best looking model if you're a snow fan in North Carolina at least. Surface low staying down over North Florida, and a pretty decent area of high pressure helping to push in some chilly air into the system. What you need to happen, and let me just show you what the HPC is going with their preliminary graphics today, and this is Sunday morning. What you need to happen if you are a snow fan in the western Carolinas is you need that low to be about the location it is. That's not bad. Maybe a little bit further south on the HPC chart here, but you need the phasing of the upper levels to occur enough that it pulls down aloft that colder air into the system, the cold air necessary for snow. And if it does that, that's how you wind up with that snow on the northern fringe. Let me go back to one of the upper level charts here on the European. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Notice here on the European, you don't really get any significant phasing. There's the southern branch piece of energy. Here's all the northern branch energy. You go out as it's swinging into the region, and the branches staying kind of separate. You need to see that phasing with that surface low far enough south to get the cold air aloft necessary for snow, and it's just not there in a lot of the modeling. It's happening the most on the Canadian. It's the best looking model for snow fans. But again, it's kind of threading the needle. My thoughts right now, and this is just kind of a gut feeling, I'm leaning at the moment more toward a wet scenario this weekend as opposed to a white one. But I think there's going to be still a lot of model variability over the next 36 to 48 hours. It wouldn't shock me at all if this swung back to a snowier scenario in parts of the region as we kind of get some of these disturbances over the North American observation network, and we'll see how the models adjust. So there's still going to be some pretty big swings, I think, in the modeling overall as we go through the next couple of days. So snow fans, don't give up yet. It's just my gut feeling right now is telling me this is more of a rain producer for a lot of the region than it will be a snow producer. But we'll see. Still a lot of question marks. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great Wednesday, and God bless.